what makes a successful manager in a corporate position?
Oh boy, that's a great question. Again, no one answer, right? It all depends. I think there's a level of trust that is needed.
Trust is huge.
Yeah. I trust giving work to people. I trust letting people stretch themselves to do things they may not be comfortable with. That is super important. I think again, setting an example, behavior is very important. Are you on time for meetings? This is a great example. Or are you always late? So if you're always late, does that mean that everybody can be late for all their meetings? Right. So little examples like that are important. But I think for me, the biggest challenge, of course, is just knowing your people, understanding them, and really listening to them. As we've talked about, we're talking about listening a lot, listening to who they are, just what makes them tick, not just professional skill wise, but as a person.
Right.
And trying to understand, I'll go back to I'll put on my economics hat, right? This is my economics hat. Here's my economics hat, right?
Are you going fishing?
No, this is my running hat. We haven't talked about running yet.
We'll get there. Don't worry.
Yeah. Understanding people from an economics behavior standpoint, right? Like, what are the behaviors that drive people? It's the same thing for a manager. Some people want to take on as much work as they can. They want to push themselves. Other people want to be a super, super highly skilled in one thing. Right. And if you're a manager, you're not listening, you're not trusting them. They don't trust you. You're not giving off the behaviors that you understand, that can go off the rails really, really quickly. So, we'll have this job for you to do and you have no skill set in it. You don't want to do it. And I'm like, you're going to do it's just, there's a disconnect, you're going to want to leave. I think there's always a saying, like, people don't leave good jobs. They leave bad managers. Right.
That's great. Luckily, I've always had great managers. Like in my professional job, I've been like 3 for 3. Oh, it does. Totally.
It makes 100%. a big difference. Yes. Yeah. So it is a really hard, effort to make. Managing people is difficult. It's not an easy endeavor. I don't find it easy myself. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy it. I really like working with people. I like understanding people. I like seeing, people excel. Yeah. I like seeing people really excited about what they're doing. That, to me, as a manager, those are great, great attributes to have. And but it's hard. And to your point, managing 30 people makes it difficult. Now, that goes back to the Anna reported to me and Leanne, and then it still was. Even if I wasn't talking with you specifically about your job, that didn't mean I wasn't having conversations about you. And, what's Will doing?
Trust me, I'm aware.
Is he a good fit? They all told you I was asking about you.
Sometimes.
What's that guy doing? Who is that guy?
Sometimes they'd be like, just so you know, this is for Allan. It's like, don't screw it up.
Who is that guy?
Yeah.
But that's also a role of a manager, asking, how are they managing their people? Are their people okay?
I'll never forget this one time. I think we were in Studio B and I spelled your name wrong. I
remember that.
On a lower third. And I freaked out, right? So that was a crisis for me, right? And to your credit, as a manager, I know we talked about stern talks earlier.
Yeah.
You kind of gave me one, not a little bit. It was in your own stoic way, because I was just like, Leanne kind of gave me the rundown. And I was just like, I sent you an email. It's like, I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Like, I took responsibility for it. And you just went, no problem. It happens. Won't happen again. I got it. And that was it. Buried. Done. That's a sign of a good manager.
Didn't happen again, did it?
It didn't happen again. I triple checked. I made sure.
Yeah, so now, great point. What would I have gained from yelling at you or having my head pop off? Or it happens, And I also realize I have a name that gets misspelled all the time.
Yeah, me too. Tarashuk. Yeah, it's awful.